welcome once again to another beautiful episode of VMAX Sports Show, where we bring you the newest, the freshest, and the juiciest sport news from across the globe. I'm your host, Orioye Yusuf, aka OY Baba, and today we are going to be running through footballing events that are taking place across the past few weeks, and we're going to be starting with the FIFA intercontinental playoff. Remember that Nigeria was supposed to represent CAF at the FIFA intercontinental playoff, but unfortunately we were knocked out by the Democratic Republic of Congo in a game that ended 4-3 in favor of Democratic Republic of Congo after a penalty shootout. So Democratic Republic of Congo have finally secured a spot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. However, we are going to be talking about how they secured the spot at the intercontinental, at the FIFA intercontinental playoff. So let's list out the teams that participated or that qualified for the intercontinental playoff from the different continents. So we have Iraq, representing the Asian Football Confederation. We have, of course, DR Congo, that represented CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football. Then we have Jamaica, representing CONCACAF. Also Suriname, also representing CONCACAF. Then we have Bolivia, representing CONMEBOL, and New Caledonia, representing Oceania Football Confederation. Now, so we're going to, the semi-final, the first semi-final took place on March 26th, where Jamaica will be played New Caledonia, and the winner of this, will go ahead to play DR Congo. Yeah, in this fixture, the Jamaica national team actually won this fixture, and they went ahead to play DR Congo. Okay, so the match between them and DR Congo, which was the final, took place on March 31st, and DR Congo were able to edge out the Samba boys, the Reggae boys of Jamaica 1-0, and because of that, or as a result of that, they now find themselves on the way to their first World Cup since 1974. That is like 52 years ago from now. So that was the last time the Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly known as Zaire, that was the last time they went to the the FIFA World Cup, and now after 52 years, they find themselves on their way again. Congratulations to the national, the people of DR Congo. So having said that, now we've come to a conclusion on the intercontinental FIFA playoff. So we'll now quickly run through the friendlies. This is the World Cup is coming to a lot of national teams are testing themselves out. Coaches have to test out their players to see who is in the best form, to get like a final team that they'll be taking to the competition. They have to test out a lot of players and know who are going to be making the final team. So we're going to quickly run through some of the fixtures. We start with the big headline. The big headline is the fixture between France and Brazil. France defeated Brazil 2-1 with the usual suspect, Kylian Mbappe, starring in that match, and also starting in that match, and also leading his team to that victory. So the next one is Germany, edging out Switzerland in a closely combated match where Germany won 4-3. Okay, it was a thriller, and a late winner sealed the win for Germany. Now let's also look at the next one here, which is Belgium versus USA. You know, from the scoreline, Belgium dominated from start to the finish. And they won the match 5-2. Then for the midweek results, we have Mexico playing a 1-all draw against Belgium. Brazil playing 3-1, beating Croatia 3-1. Argentina beating Zambia mercilessly 5-0. And the USA losing 0-2 to Portugal. Well, from those fixtures, one thing we can take away is that Argentina looks really ruthless. Any team that will be playing Argentina in the World Cup should be well prepared if they don't want to get embarrassed. You know what I mean? Leo Messi is still doing his thing, and a lot of other stars, that are ready to tear any national team apart, if you give them the chance or you give them the opportunity. Then Portugal quietly impressed, with their solid win over USA. Let's not forget that USA is also a strong team. It is also a strong team to contend with. So Portugal beating them 2-0. It's a very good result, a solid result for them. Then earlier this week we have Japan beating England 1-0, Spain playing a 0-0 draw against Egypt, Netherlands playing a 1-all draw against Ecuador, Morocco defeating Paraguay by 2-1. Then we also have Ukraine beating Albania 1-0. Unfortunately, Ukraine will not be they didn't qualify for the World Cup, so they will not be going for the World Cup. Unfortunately, one of the strong teams that failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. It's quite unfortunate. And they also have Serbia. Serbia beating Saudi Arabia 2-1. Then Cote d'Ivoire beating Scotland 1-0. So from this fixtures that took place on the 31st of March, the only fixture that came as a shock was the match between Japan and England, with Japan beating England 1-0. That was really a surprising one. With all the squad, all the Hurricanes, all the Bukayo Sakas, all the Rice James, and all of them, they still couldn't beat Japan. They still got their asses handed over to them. It's quite unfortunate, but we'll look forward to see how they perform in the World Cup. I believe it's just a learning process, so I believe they will definitely impress in the World Cup. So other notable matches are the match between Germany and Ghana. Germany beating Ghana 2-1. France beating Colombia 3-1. Netherlands beating Norway 2-1. Then Spain beating Serbia 3-0. That was not a bit, that was a trashing, trashing Serbia 3-0. Then England drawing against Uruguay 1-1. Like, I don't know what is going on with the England national team, and I don't know what they are. They are really performing below expectation. They are supposed to be trashing all these teams, with the kind of squad that they have. They have one of the best squads in Europe at the moment, and it's quite unfortunate that we are not getting the kind of results that is expected of them. And I pray and I hope that they don't go to the World Cup with this kind of performances, because if they do that, that they'll be opening the doors for early exit, so from the tournament. So yeah, so let's just quickly look at the takeaways from all of these fixtures, and the let's summarize the takeaways from all of those pictures. Like France and Germany, of course, they look sharp ahead of the World Cup. They look ready. Even Argentina look ready. They look, razor sharp for the obstacles, whatever obstacles that will be coming their way in the World Cup. They look really prepared. Japan is also coming up strong. They are looking promising. They are looking promising. With their win against England. They didn't just win; they played absolutely well. They played fantastic football. They did very so. It's another team that we should watch out for in the World Cup. Then the USA and England, those two teams, they really need to up their game. They really need to, you know, they really need to do better in terms of their performance if they really want to go far in this competition, because this competition is not going to be like it's not going to be the usual World Cup that remember we have 48 teams that are taking part in this competition, so uh it's going to be fireworks. It's really going to be whoever comes out on top with this in this World Cup. I think I just can't wait. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. So, all right. So, and at this junction, we come to the end of the show for today. I hope that you had fun. I hope that you really enjoyed yourself. Following us from the beginning of the show to the end, and we look forward to bringing you more juicy, fresh, new football news from across the globe next time. Till we come your way again on VMAX Sports Show. I remain your host, Orioye Yusuf, aka OY Baba. Now stay blessed and enjoy.